20-minute episode last night. What's up?
How long on average would you say that you've talked this week?
Oh, this week?
Yeah, like doing... Well, I guess you haven't done the conscious cast yet, so...
Yeah, after everything, because this will probably be at least an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, if I had to guess.
And then the conscious cast is probably going to be 3 hours, just because we've been doing, especially since it's been 2 weeks since we've done an episode. It's really not going to let you?
Dude, it's just not going live on Twitch.
That's such garbage. That's garbage.
Is it going live on Facebook, though?
So we're, I can look. So we're TikTok, we're YouTube.
That's pretty much it right now.
Maybe Facebook. Facebook. The Vanilla Boy.
Sure not.
No. Nope.
YouTube and TikTok only.
Yep, just YouTube and TikTok.
Do you want to post about it?
Yeah, like a
Especially since...
story on Instagram.
Yeah, especially since it's not going to go live on everything.
What up, guys? Check us out on SWYS.
Ugh.
We are on YouTube and TikTok at the moment. At the Vanilla Boy, spelled with an E, not an I. We're going to be talking about who we are today. Hello. Hey.
Evan, you going to be on the podcast today? You made an appearance last week.
Yeah. TikTok / YouTube at the Vanilla Boy. All right, post is going up. What? Oh, that would have fucking sucked.
Maybe a little bit on the outside, though. Oh, I'm sorry. Just kicked her right in the fucking head.
He kicked his cat. He's an abusive cat owner.
I sure am.
Yeah, he beats his cat. So anybody watching out there, if you can call animal control, I don't know if you can hear her. She's freaking out.
She said, "Let me out of here."
'Cause
I didn't know I was coming here to get abused.
He's evil. He's evil.
Evil.
Evil, bro.
Travel the World joined, and they
Uh,
left immediately.
They said, no. Who the fuck are these guys with their skull glass?
Maybe I should.
Where are you switching it to?
Positioning of it.
We're here to discuss important things.
Always.
Yes. We've never not discussed important things.
All right.
All right, T. What are we doing here?
So would you saying?
So, what so would you say? Oh, dude, Rich joined.
Dude, welcome, Rich.
Dude, the push-up challenge is good.
Do you think that's the same Rich?
I doubt it.
I bet he's not even on TikTok.
I doubt it. I'm just being a fucker.
He said those young kids and their fucking ticks.
He said the ticks and toxin.
All right. So, would you say that you would want to start first, or?
Sure. You want me to say the thing that you said? Remember yesterday?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how I worded it.
I think I remember. It's, so would you say this is a very different podcast than the other ones?
It's like a different outlet.
Yeah, and what would it, and how? And that's to you, BT Dubs.
Well, considering I only do 2, it's very, I wouldn't say night and day, but it feels, this one feels more intimate, I guess.
Fair.
No homo.
I mean, that's how I feel about Matter of Fact. I think it's because it's more one-on-one, though.
Yeah, it's like there's not so many ideas and conversations going on at once when it comes to this. It's very, I don't know. There's a difference in things that we talk about, just the two of us,
Facts.
than we do when there's the 4 of us.
Yeah, it's more explosive with all 4 of us as well.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot more fuckery going on.
Yeah, people just jumping around from topic to topic. Yeah, I would say this shows very well where our friendship started, the things that we are concerned with, what we like to talk about. That's kind of like what me and Seth are doing on Matter of Fact and now Divine Decisions, is we're literally just expanding on the topics that we like talking about.
Yeah, it's like a little pocket.
Pocket's a good word.
Like the Conscious Cast, it's not that we've never talked about any of these things on the Conscious Cast, but when it comes to like deep diving it, I would say these podcasts are doing that.
What would you say that SWYS is deep diving on? Like what specifically?
Agendas for sure.
Agendas is good. That's why we chose that as the second topic. It's pretty relevant to what we like to talk about.
I would say people.
Yeah. Celebrities.
It's more heavily catered to pointing out what people are doing in general, not so much like what we're doing. Which is ironic because this episode is
it's about us. Yeah.
But it feels like if there's a topic being talked about, we at least have examples of people that we're talking about, and majority of the time I would say it's not about us.
Fair. Why would you say that people are such a central topic?
Because we understand what it's like to be so unconscious that you don't even realize what's going on.
Yes.
And now that we're not.
About a lot of things, yes.
Yeah. Now that we're not, I feel like it's my duty to give out this information. Because until you see it, you don't see it.
So it feels like the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, like if we're talking about The Weeknd, for example, it's like how many people that like The Weeknd do you think realize that he just has no opinions?
They don't seem to care. They don't seem to pay attention.
Why would they?
Right. Why do we? Is it just to get it out there?
I think we care because we understand the narrative it's pushing. It's like
that he's bought and sold.
Yeah, the indoctrination, the sit down, shut up,
yes,
the don't ask questions.
Yes.
It's very catered to what our society is built around right now.
There's a lot of silence going on.
Oh yeah.
A lot of no-named people having a lot of opinions, and a lot of people, few that are known, not having any opinions.
Yeah. Because it's easy to have an opinion when nobody's looking at you.
Yes.
And then if everybody's looking at you, it's really hard to have an opinion because then you have to fight it at every turn.
Bro, The Weeknd doesn't do interviews.
Why would he?
Yeah, I mean, he would literally just be under so much heat, it would hurt. No matter what he said.
Yeah, it'd be like people would congratulate him for Can't Feel My Face and how great of a song it is, and then he's like, and then they'd be like, didn't you like sing that at the Kids' Choice Awards?
Yes.
Isn't it about cocaine?
Yes. Like, he has so much unpacking to do in the public eye that he's just
never gonna do it.
Yes.
It just builds and builds and builds. He's just never gonna do it.
And I feel like that's a weight. I feel like that weighs on his mind. It's got to.
He can't go anywhere or do anything. Like, it's ridiculous. I feel like he's also one of the most famous men in the world right now, I would say.
He's probably just inside all day.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it.
I can only imagine the last time that he went out to eat somewhere. He probably has to have 10 bodyguards.
Not only that, but it can't be like a place where the general public's at.
Yeah.
He has to either like sit in the back or
pay to have the whole place shut down.
Right. He has to rent out the venue.
Yeah, just to be able to go out to eat.
Shit is crazy, bro. I can't wait.
So would you say that feeds into who we are, as in we're paying attention to these variables?
Yeah, it's
and why we're here talking about it all the time?
Yeah, it's showing how much effort we've put into understanding how society is running right now.
True.
Because I would say that's the same reason that we like chose to quit our jobs. Is the amount of due diligence we've put into like society and what it's run like and
how people operate with one another.
Right.
And why they do that.
It's like, bro, I probably wouldn't care so much about like
I think your mom joined.
Oh, what up, Mom? I probably wouldn't care so much about having like a job at Olive Garden because I liked the people that I worked with. I just didn't like
Same.
the people that I worked for.
Yeah, the people that you work for want you to just shut up and stop asking questions, which I didn't respect because when I was in their position, I allowed people to ask questions and challenge me.
Right. And it's like if you can be on both sides
Yeah.
and be like, okay, I've done both, and I know that's not how that works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that their bosses probably aren't telling them things, but they don't have to run it like that. They don't have to word it like that. They
Yes.
don't have to be that way just because the person above them. And until we get away from that, like, it's just never going to stop being that way.
Yeah, it's almost a majority vote. Olive Garden has all the employees, so if we go against Olive Garden, it's just what 3 in our case, 3 versus
The world.
Yeah, yes.
I got to blow my nose.
That makes our thumbnail make even more sense. We have a thumbnail now for so would you say on YouTube, and it's us flipping off the world, which I think is very accurate. I would say if there's one thing that we're embodying on SWYS that's more than the others, it's flipping off the world.
Retro fighter style.
Yes. The Conscious Cast is definitely flipping off the world, but I
Yeah.
would say that's all this is.
Yeah, I mean,
Majority of what this
the
is.
Conscious Cast has a lot of, like, personal, what is the word?
Personal is good.
Yeah, but personal events, personal real-time events, personal.
Current events?
Yes, personal current events.
Yeah.
Has a lot of personal current events.
We're going to talk about that all Conscious Cast this episode
Oh
probably.
my god, bro, we have so much fucking
Yeah,
shit to
2
talk
weeks.
about. We skipped a week.
Yeah, skipped a week, and then a bunch of dumb shit happened in those 2 weeks. Bunch of cool shit, too, but a bunch
Yeah.
of dumb shit really happened in those 2
Been
weeks.
a roller coaster over these last few days.
Yeah.
Mom, are you listening in right now? Because I got some news for you if you are.
She said, huh?
Oh, maybe I should not. I should probably not drop this on the on the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm not
you want
supposed
to do it on
be-
the Conscious Cast?
Well, I'm not even supposed to be telling people. I'll have to tell.
Oh,
off camera.
yeah, you can't say that.
I'll have to tell you off camera.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I just set her up.
What a tease.
Yeah. But I have some pretty big news I'm excited to tell you about.
Yeah, that needs to be on the DL. I can already imagine her reaction. She's like, what?
Dude,
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
well, it's really cool because my mom has kind of said that I should fit into this lane multiple times, and I agree. I think that I'm going to be really good at it, but so I think she'll be excited about it.
Yeah, honestly, dope opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't say it here, sadly, but
Shadley.
big stuff happening.
Yeah. Big opportunities.
But yeah, so would you say SWYS episode 4, who we are? I think it's funny because when me and Seth did Matter of Fact, we didn't say who we were until episode 3. I don't know why that's the case. The first topic that we thought of that was great was psychoanalysis, and we stuck with that.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels like it only makes sense to get the traction going.
And then to say what's happening?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, people can kind of tell
Yeah.
what's going on by themselves. They don't really need us to break it down one-to-one. But I think that, it's important to at least get it out there.
I think it'll be great to look back on.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I watched the episode with me and Seth where we were talking about what we were and what we were about, and that was a great episode. Because then we can, if anybody, which people have, they'll drop by and they'll say, what's even going on here? That's like one of the first comments every time somebody drops by. What's happening here?
Right.
And we'll express, in the past we've explained what it is, but essentially to put it into 3 minutes, this is what we're doing. So that way we don't take 3 hours to explain, like episode 3 we did.
Right.
But
Yeah, and if they want to go watch and get the breakdown, then they can.
yeah.
It'll be there for them.
And I think this episode will be a great, bullet point for what we're about.
Stepping stone.
Stepping Stone's great. It's just a reference episode.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, this is what we're doing.
So, who is Days?
Days
On SWYS, at least.
Days on SWYS is an opinionated,
Valid.
observant critic.
Mm.
I would give myself the word critic.
I would say that's a pretty good word.
I would say we're both critics for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, we got somebody else. Yeah, Days here. Days almost anywhere. What I represent is observation and literacy Discipline for sure, yes. I would say that with my TikTok, the thing that I'm embodying more than anything is my writing. I would say that's the caricature that I'm jumping into is a writer. Did you say thank God?
Yeah. I've been waiting on this.
Yes, because I didn't know how to. I don't know anybody that's exciting that embodies a writer.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody that embodies a writer is boring. So I didn't want to be that. I don't want to be a boring writer.
Yeah, I get that.
But no, I start putting my notebook, like the notebook is at the bottom of the screen, and then I'll put my pen there, so that way it like resembles what I'm trying to be.
Dude, it's really funny that you said that. You're like trying not to be boring.
Yeah.
And I would agree. I would say if there's like a writer or a philosopher or anything like that, they're never like the super popular guy. I mean, like Jordan Peterson got a lot of traction.
Yes.
But he's not like,
he doesn't seem like a partier.
Yeah, he's not exciting.
Maybe when he was younger, but I don't take him as a partier.
But we're changing the narrative of what it means to be that, like, Shelby the other day was like, yeah, you would have liked me like a few years ago because I was like partying and doing all these drugs and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, the fuck I wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I like to smoke weed and drink. That's it.
I like to party.
Yeah.
But
I'm not doing all that dumb shit. And then she's like, oh, well, you're like a rapper. I don't know. I just assumed that. And I was like, well, I'm not like every other rapper.
That's a really good point, honestly. Yeah, every rapper is probably thrown into the lean category.
Mm-hmm.
You drink lean and you fucking snort coke off girls. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm trying to change the narrative of that because I just don't agree with that.
That's fair.
I don't think that's good for anyone.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about writing, but on the opposite end. Not like everybody's used to this character being super exciting. Yeah. Definitely not. When you imagine somebody sitting, it's a very still thing. You're sitting down by yourself.
That's why it's boring.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be boring after you write it. Mm-hmm. After it's written, it's like, well, I'd fucking challenge every atheist to do 50 consecutive push-ups.
True.
I don't think that's that boring.
And then now the writer's going to be the one doing the push-ups if he gets challenged.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, that's fun.
And then I get 20, well, a lot of these comments were mine. I got like 14 comments of people being like, what the fuck? You can't even say that. Goofy. The giving incel. And I'm like, dude, this is great. Yeah. People have an opinion about a writer.
It's exactly what you want.
Yes, I love it.
You want people to react to your writing. Otherwise, your writing was what?
Yeah, I mean, boring, flat.
Yeah.
There's nothing to grasp onto.
It's not hitting any stimulation in them.
Yeah. Uh-oh. What?
Regulated goods content.
Is it listening to what we're saying and putting us in a...
I don't even know what that's supposed...
Oh, it's because we talked about drugs.
Oh, shit. Well, no... Oh, yeah.
I said Yeah.
Damn. That's fine. My mom and Leo Trina Tina are here still.
She looks pretty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that from afar. I don't see you up close. I'm saying in the small photo from here.
You're trying to say she's ugly?
I mean, she might be, but you look pretty from far. But yeah, who we are. Thanks, David. That's your mom. I'm trying to embody something, and I think embodying something takes courage.
Oh, I agree.
Did you hear the quote that I read last night on my TikTok? It was an Aristotle quote.
It was something about not being able to move forward without courage.
Pretty much. It's that you can do nothing in this world without courage.
Yeah. I agree.
And then even in me assessing the quote, I was talking about you can't even stand and learn to walk without facing some courage.
True.
Because you might have
adversity.
Yeah, you might fall. You don't want to fall.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, that is scary. So even to me, dude, me just reading that recording of challenging all atheists, I felt like narcissistic. I felt ridiculous. I felt like what is it? Bros onto nothing.
Yeah.
Is like the idiom that was challenging me when I was reading it. But then Seth, on Matter of Fact, was quote unquote praising the writing. He read it himself. He loves the writing. He thinks it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the people that were watching Matter of Fact were commenting about it, and it gave me a lot of confidence to do it regardless of all that courage that I had to put up.
Yeah, I mean, because the craziest thing about courage is the more times that you face that fear, the less and less the fear becomes real. It's like if you read your writings once a week, probably after the 10th week, it's not even going to feel like it's any different than anything else.
Yeah.
It's just going to be what you're doing every week.
I totally agree.
The Conscious Cast doesn't feel weird
Yeah.
like it did the first time. It's very natural now. It's just like, oh, yeah, we're getting together this Thursday
Yes.
like we always do, and we're talking in front of a camera with the 4 guys.
I was pretty drunk the first episode.
Of course, same.
Yeah.
Dude, this last episode we were kind of drunk.
True. We had beer. I wish we had beer.
Dude, true.
Every dollar that I just got from my mom has to be spent on what we're doing. So I can't even buy like a 6-pack with it.
Yeah, dude, and then we're about to bust our whole fund.
Speaking of which, do we need to put that money into an account?
I was going to ask you, did you get it? Do you have an account that's
It's
on
on.
the negative?
Yeah. I have my healthcare professionals account.
Okay. Because we might have to send it to him. I don't know how he wants that. I'll have to message him.
So you're saying how Days is fitting into this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to word this with saying SWYS, so I'm not going to do it. How is the Vanilla Boy fitting in this podcast?
I think it gives the Vanilla Boy a chance to really double down on all of his opinions on things.
It's not just a rap lyric.
Yeah.
You actually mean it.
It's very well thought out and discussed.
Yeah.
And like defended, because when I say things in rap, it's like it just kind of goes. It doesn't really, I don't know, like, make sure that's okay. I was making sure that wasn't my mom.
It's just the song itself. There's they can't
you have to
see
dissect it yourself until I get on Genius.
Yes, there
Which
you
I
go.
can't wait,
There you
because
go.
I know that I'm going to have some good-ass Genius episodes.
Dude,
but
you think you have too many opinions to be on Genius?
yeah. Dude,
Fair.
it's so funny because Cal Scrooby does this thing on TikTok. He calls it Penis,
Okay.
and he just breaks down his lyrics.
Like it's Genius.
Ironically,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like it's Genius,
yes,
but
yes.
yeah, this shit is funny. I feel like I could see myself doing something like that.
Dude, if you
they
did
don't let
that,
me on.
that would be phenomenal content, honestly.
But I think, dude, Genius would hit if they would let me on.
Yeah, if they would let you on, I
have
agree.
a lot of like really witty lyrics and
Meaningful lyrics.
yeah, shit behind them.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think it gives me an opportunity to get off like my opinions full force. Because even on the Conscious Cast, you know, it's like it's like we were saying, there's like 4 people trying to have a conversation. So
Yeah.
The more people, the less time you get to be talking on your own.
Yeah, true.
One-on-one, it's more of a conversation. So it's like you're listening while I'm talking, and I'm listening while you're talking, and then so I get to flesh it out.
True. It's more obvious when to give your piece, your 2 cents.
Yeah, we're not fighting for the attention.
On the Conscious Cast, that it doesn't happen a lot. But
Yeah, of course.
There are a few highlights, I'm sure, where all of us are trying to talk at the same time.
I would say it was more prominent in the beginning.
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out what was happening.
Yeah.
We were saying, okay, we're all here. We all have a mic. Well, no, we don't. Three of us have a mic.
We're trying to understand the dynamic.
Yeah.
Dude.
Who should pass the mic when?
I wish we had another interface.
Yeah,
Now
another
we have that
interface.
other mic.
Yeah.
I
Is
don't
it
even know if it works. Oh, I guess we could test it
is
out.
it USB?
The mic that she gave us?
Yeah.
No, it's
it's
XLR.
So we have to buy an XLR cord and an interface.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I think if we had a double one, that would be very helpful.
Yeah.
You know, people could donate to us,
Oh,
and we would have better.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Because I told Seth
kind of.
that we, in my opinion, should, before this Conscious Cast, make a guy's Cash App and Venmo and put it on the podcast, because if people want to donate, then they can. They don't have to. It's
Of
not a big
course.
deal, but if we want to try and raise money to get the guys to do things such as what we're doing Saturday.
That is a great idea, says your mom.
Yeah, I think that it would be helpful to at least have that available.
I agree, and I think we should give incentive as to what we would be doing with the money.
Right, of course.
We all plan on reinvesting.
Yeah, it's going to go to the guys.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just going to take it and
Dude.
go buy weed or some shit like that.
Right. The guy's podcast room. I imagine the logo on like the back wall, and it's a huge room, and we can have guests in if we need.
And we have more than 4 mics.
Yes, big round table.
Yeah.
That's what
I was thinking about that last night, actually.
Really?
I was like thinking like the mics would be like connected to the ceiling.
Yes.
So we can, like, yeah, that shit would be cool.
Ultimately, that's what I would want any sort of donations for, is to reinvest. Obviously, I want to live my life and be able to eat on a daily basis as well, but that's not the point.
That comes later.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get that luxury when I can. But I think being able to have a nice venue, would that be a venue?
I would say it's a venue.
Fair, a nice spot to record the guys' Conscious Cast. I think it would feed into the discussions themselves, being surrounded in a nice area.
Yeah, it would create the energy a little bit more for sure.
Yeah, and having fans. Then we can start doing the Unconscious Cast.
True.
Start having a bunch of girls on.
True.
That would be fun. And then we can have a bunch of guests on. We could have the Conscious Cast featuring fucking Drake.
Yeah.
Featuring.
I would love that, even though Drake wouldn't do it. But
yeah, Drake wouldn't do
it
it.
would be too much heat.
We can invite The Weeknd. He would never reply.
Dude, I feel like having Russ on would be
Russ would be magical.
Someone that would be able to handle that.
He popped up in my feed on my TikTok literally when I just opened it. It was literally just him.
That's dope.
He's got 5 million followers on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that guy.
That guy is
He thinks he's cool, bro.
He's doing fantastic.
Yeah, I would like guests on, and I would like our own spot and our own equipment and all this shit.
Dude, not the no viewers right now.
I know,
Need
it's
to
so
open my
sad.
YouTube.
It's sad. I could open it up on TikTok. Days could start watching. Give me the TikTok. Tiki the talkie. Oh, I'm on my own account. Dude, if I have time, which I doubt I will, but if we have time before I leave, I'll probably do another quote of the day for TikTok.
Fair. So you're literally gonna do one a day?
I'm gonna attempt to do one a day. If I have the ability to do one a day, I think I should. I think it's important.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how A, I'm gonna get better at it, and
True.
B, I'm gonna get a following.
The more practice you get, the better.
Yeah, it's so much fucking shadow integration, bro. Because
Oh my god.
the quote of the day feels so like the thing I'm trying to avoid, and this is why I think it's projection as well. Boring.
Yeah.
I think it's boring. I'm reading a quote from some dude that lived thousands of years ago and giving my hot take on it. Like, wow, I don't know, but I'm doing it anyway because I love doing it.
I can see people being into that.
Yeah,
'Cause
same.
It opens room for debate. Bro, speaking of, my brother texted me the other day. We were talking, and he was like, dude, me and Keaton were talking about it, and Keaton was like, should I get a PS5 for my next console? And Jaden was like, if you ask me, you should get a PS5. But if you ask Noah, you should get an Xbox.
That even sounded like him.
And then
Okay.
he was like, dude, we should do a debate on the Conscious Cast. He was like, I'll bring, he was like, we could do that at Mom's because they have a projector and we could bring Google.
What kind of debate? PlayStation and Xbox?
He was saying like debate over PlayStation and Xbox.
I would have some things to say.
Right. But then I was
Not
like,
a lot.
dude, debating on the Conscious Cast, I feel like would be,
Energetic.
yes.
Lots of energy.
But also, I just feel like it feeds into how you've been like, I want to be on a debate team and blah, blah, blah.
Fair.
Dude, if we had special episodes where we debate topics, and especially if we can find something where we're like 2 and 2,
Yes.
and then we can kind of like
Yes.
brainstorm together and
The only debates that we've had somewhat of a debate. I mean, you guys debated about ghosts
yeah.
and God, but that was nothing like that serious. Me and Keaton have debated about a bunch of fighters
Yeah.
and a bunch of celebrities. But other than that, I don't think there has been a huge 2v2 debate setting. Not that I can think of.
I don't think I've ever been just like heavily on one side.
Fair. I disagree. No, I think that would be great. I think that would help feed into... Oh, another thing about the quote of the day thing. That's just going to be one segment of many. That's just going to be one category of content that I put out. So I think that's another reason that I shouldn't be so hard on myself, is because I can read a writing this day and do a quote of the day that day.
Because you're also going to be, reading your writings. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, reading my writings is not going to be quote of the day. And if it is, I'm picking my own quote as quote of the day.
Yeah.
Which will be, that'll be a lot of heat, honestly. This dude picked his own quote.
Of the day is by days.
Yeah. They'd be like, fuck
Dude,
this guy.
Do you want to check this out?
Oh, hell yes. Oh, absolutely. I'll just sit here and do that.
It'll throw us in another algorithm.
Oh, yeah. Easy mode. All right, this is going to be the most liked post on TikTok.
On TikTok?
Most
is
likely,
crazy.
yes. From one person.
How fast do you think your finger can go?
Pretty fast. Some
So
girls
that-
have told me.
Dude, you've been training by button mashing.
Yeah, remember the button
Yeah.
mashing? Bro, imagine that. Just break the shit. Hey, you got an achievement.
Nice. I don't know. Did I get an achievement or did you?
I don't know why I would, but you clicked like this many times.
You've liked this many lives, and
Yeah.
it's just the one live that you've liked.
Wow,
Just
you
over
really
and
like
over.
liking lives. So is there any big... Oh, somebody's... Oh, it's you. Is there anybody or anything that we want to talk about SWYS that goes without saying that we haven't already mentioned?
Anybody like any
I don't know why I said anybody. I said anybody because our topics always revolve around people.
fair?
But I mainly meant like, why are we here? Why is this important enough to set up a camera and a mic and to talk about the things that we want to talk about? I know
Well,
we said it feels important.
Yeah, it feels important. It felt like a way for me and you to connect
Fair.
more because I felt like the connection was waning.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I think it's important that people see this side of things. I want them to see like what it's like looking from the outside in. I'm no longer in the rat race. I'm no longer in the trap of social media.
I see what you're
outside
saying.
looking at it from the outside and pointing out all the holes in it.
Yeah.
And I just want people inside to step out of the holes that are gigantic, by the way. They're fucking huge.
So corporate is a giant hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get out of it if you would just look at it for what it is.
Yeah. Nobody wants to admit what it is.
If everyone would stop going, it would stop working. And then they would have to change that system. But everybody's like,
Fair.
if we just all stop going, like, what? Then what?
Fair.
They're scared that the country will just fall.
Right. Everything will fall
And
apart.
some of it will.
Yeah, there is truth behind that.
And, yeah, that's scary, but it's probably for the best.
Like you're saying, it's a system that's either is going to have to blow up or it's never going to go away.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good point. I think that this podcast is offering a perspective.
Oh, yeah.
It's a risk-taking perspective. It's a very niche, very different perspective.
You have to be willing to do and say things that not everybody will do.
Yeah, we're very openly avoiding a lot of things.
Yeah.
We're very openly embracing a lot of risks in life.
Unknown.
Oh, yes, a shit ton of unknown.
Dude, do you know who Hormozy is?
That name sounds familiar.
He's like kind of a beefy guy, beard.
Maybe. I can look him up.
Some of his stuff, you're going to know him once you see him, but some of his
Is
stuff,
he
I'm
like
like,
Indian?
I don't know.
Muslim?
I don't think so.
Maybe not. Oh, this guy. No,
Yeah.
no. I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah, I know this dude.
So, he was saying
Alex Hormozy.
that he's like the scariest person to compete with is somebody who has nothing
Fair.
because they have nothing to lose.
That's an interesting point.
And then he's like, I don't even take the same risks I used to anymore because I have stuff to lose now. He's like, I have to be more directed,
Cautious.
essentially, yeah, in the way that I'm taking risks. Right now, we're allowed to take,
Ridiculous
risks.
risks, bro.
dude, we're just like, fuck it, we'll go broke to pay $400 to go sit at a VIP table.
Yeah, we don't have any kids relying on us.
Yeah,
We don't.
True.
We don't have any job that's waiting for us to show up.
right,
We don't have anybody that we have to impress.
yes,
We can
except
make.
for ourselves.
Yeah, we have no problem making fun of people like The Weeknd,
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy. I would say that's something very, and probably the most niche thing about us, is that we will pick celebrities who are in the like.
yeah,
all
everybody
good.
loves them, yeah,
We're like, well, you're all good because you're not even risking not being liked.
yeah,
So we're gonna point that out. That's not to say that we're not gonna listen to The Weeknd's music because we make that
yeah.
realization.
It's like I don't think he's a terrible artist.
But it is.
I just noticed that he doesn't have any opinions.
Yes. He has no opinions at all. And the things that I am convinced the things that he is singing about are just not real. It's all an illusion. He's talking about unrequited love, like women that don't feel the same way back. Who doesn't feel the same way back to you, The Weeknd? Please let me know.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I've thought about this a lot. Me and Keaton have had this conversation multiple times because he was like, bro, do you think that, like, professional fighters that are, like, married and got kids and shit, like, they got it figured out? I'm like, not always.
What do you mean by figured it out? Like with a girl?
Yeah, like they understand what it's like to be a man for a woman and where to hold masculine frame. And
I'm sure in some areas, yes.
Yeah, but and some of them probably got it figured out, honestly. But some of them don't.
Yeah.
The Weeknd probably doesn't have masculinity figured out, if I had to guess.
Well, it's because you think it's because he's hiding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's feeding into it for sure. It's like he's not willing to stand on any opinions because he'll get flamed for them.
Yeah.
So how masculine is that? And if that's the kind of lifestyle you're living, I can only assume it leaks into other parts of your life. How
you do one thing is how you do everything, which I believe in that quote, so I think there's a lot of sense in that.
I'm not trying to be scared of the camera.
I don't know. I imagine being, and maybe I'm doing what Keaton does when he talks about being a professional fighter where he thinks they're just there. But when I think of The Weeknd, I think if he texts anybody, any girl,
oh, yeah,
they will reply immediately and do whatever he wants them to do.
But then they're going to shit test him and he's going to fail.
I wonder how he fails shit tests. Like they want him to go out and do things like go to the beach and shit. And
they'll get mad and he'll be like, I don't understand why you're so mad.
I'm rich. What's the problem? Why do I have to have opinions? I'm literally filthy rich.
He's showing how scared he is.
I'm a good singer.
By doing that.
By avoiding?
By, like, let's say they want to go out. And he's like, no, I can't do that. Like, I got too much money. I got too much
That doesn't
fame.
work.
I got too much of this. I can't do that.
Yeah. I can't do that would be his go-to.
So then they're like, oh, he can't do that, huh? But he's The Weeknd. He's the guy. He can do whatever, and I'll just come and do whatever for him because he can get me to do that. And it's like, okay, now you're failing.
Fair, yeah. He just doesn't want to be bothered.
Yes.
His lifestyle is too loud. He's not trying to get under that much heat.
Allie just messaged me.
Allie. Oh.
She snapped me and I didn't open it, and then she just messaged me and she's probably like, what's wrong?
Bro, I have not texted or heard from Kendall in like 2.5 days. I was thinking about inviting her to the event, but then I just thought it was a bad idea.
Fair.
I don't know. I'm not tempted. It doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like I would want her to be there.
Right.
She's dry.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. There's another reason too, but
right.
But yeah.
I mean, it was fun at the party.
Oh yeah, it was phenomenal.
She was like lively.
She gave me everything that I needed to verify a lot of things about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think that's where a lot of the snowball effect started with me starting to post more.
Yeah, you're now more confident in yourself.
Yes, I have no reason not to be.
Women have given you the justification.
Bro, I can dress up like a bum and do great.
Yeah.
The Halloween party made it very relevant, but hey, you got 2.3 thousand likes right now, bro. I'm going beast mode.
Yeah. We're getting it done.
But yeah, that's like that's the most thing that has helped me embody.
Bro, I
days.
can't believe, now that I'm thinking about it, we probably won't even get thrown in the algorithm because TikTok was already like,
talking about drugs, huh?
You can't do that.
Well, we have at least one viewer on YouTube, which is cool.
2.
Well, one of them's you.
No. Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
I thought you meant like.
So we have. How about you reveal yourself? I know that worked so well the first time I did that on the Casual Cast. They just left.
Yeah.
I said, "Fuck that! You're just gonna call me out? No way." Here's The Weeknd. He said, I can't let him know.
Stop bringing light to my face.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's something about The Weeknd for sure.
So if we feel like this is to get our opinions out, what do you think the biggest opinion that you hold that SWYS
stands for?
Yeah, from Days.
Or
from both of us.
Well, I might be misunderstanding your question. Just let me know if I answer this right. Let me know if this is in the frame of what you're saying. Is that the amount of people that are bought and sold in the fame, the amount of it, yes, all that. The amount of just shit behind the screen
Yeah.
that we don't know about. I was skeptical about Tate calling out Sneeko and giving Sneeko this huge 2-3 minutes of him just blasting him. I'm like, man, I wonder if he paid him per minute to blast him. Like, how would I know? So I guess it's making me very skeptical about what's really happening behind the scenes in the higher life.
I just wonder. So I project myself into scenarios like that. Like, when I'm there and in front of the public eye all the time, am I going to be getting put in those situations? And
I bet you'll be asked at least.
Yeah, and it's like, who's going to ask me? Because if it's somebody that I really respect, I'm going to be really upset.
Yeah.
Like, if fucking Russ hit me up and was like, dude, you should talk shit about me so that we can beef. And it's like, oh, so we're not really beefing? I don't want to beef with you, bro.
Yes.
Like,
because views, you know how money talks.
mm-hmm.
Views is money. Likes is money. Subscribers is money.
Yep.
All that stuff talks. It's all loud. So people will do that for that sake.
I just hate that.
I would say that's where that's the part of my mentality that's fitting the most into SWYS is my skepticism about what really is an agenda.
So are we connecting on skepticism?
Skepticism is huge for us, for sure. I would say it falls under observation.
Yeah, we're very observant, which is bringing the skepticism. Because the only reason the skepticism is there is because there's so many things hiding.
And they're not obvious.
No, you have to really look.
You have to pay attention. It's like how you took in, which we've already talked about this on here before, but it's perfect for this, is the Drake versus Kendrick beef.
Oh, yeah.
You think everything about that from head to toe was scripted and put up so that way views and just clout could be everywhere. And it's a convincing argument.
I'm still convinced. Look at where it's got us.
It's a great argument.
It's just over.
Yeah, it's now they had the song
Kendrick
in the summer.
won.
Yeah. And they both got hundreds of millions of streams for that.
And they're both quiet about it.
Yeah, they have nothing to say now.
Neither one of them are in interviews like, oh, yeah, fuck that guy. Like, this was legit beef. Like,
that's a great point.
I really had, like, a problem with the way that he does things and how his music is. Neither one of them talked about it at all.
That is a fantastic point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, neither of them got on a live. Neither of them got on an interview and had plenty to say about the other. That did not happen. They had plenty to say on the song, and that was it.
Yeah, they're not really beefing.
Yeah, it's fake.
And it's worse because this is why I never wanted to have people write my music, because then I'm going to get put in a box. And I don't know if this happened or not, but now it's like, dude, somebody could have wrote that for Drake.
Facts.
Somebody could have wrote it for Kendrick. I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
I didn't look into it, to be honest.
I mean, you don't want to give it any more support than it's already getting, which I understand. I would say that's where you and me are the most different. I will watch creators that I don't like to get their perspective. I started watching Destiny. I am not a huge fan of Destiny.
I wonder why.
However, he offers a perspective, a very left-leaning, liberal perspective that challenges my beliefs. And he's fairly good with his words. He's quick. He has debated a lot. He looks like an ass sometimes.
Yeah.
And there is a side of it where, yes, he is getting my viewership, but that's not why I'm watching. I'm watching because I want to hear where he's coming from, because I don't watch people that just shit on Tate. I don't watch those people. I don't ever like watching those people. Because I'm like, oh, I disagree. But I don't like that either. I think that's ingenuine. I want to hear, okay, you don't like Tate, why? What about Tate do you not like?
Yeah, I mean, there's a line, because it's not that I've just never watched anything like that, but if I want mainly it's about my algorithm.
I get that.
Of what I want to see.
I get that.
And if something came up, like, for example, the Diddy shit, like, I don't need to get into that.
Fair.
I already know it's all cap.
What about it is cap?
Like
that it would that we
that nobody knew what was going on, and all of a sudden he's just had all these years of things, and it's like, no, people were getting paid to be quiet.
Yeah, they kept their mouths shut.
It's been known about for a long time. More than just Diddy was involved. We're not going to know those people until later down the line when their career gets blown up, because it's just all a timeline of it's written out.
There's so much blackmail.
Yeah.
I'd say that's another thing, blackmail.
And so I'm like, I don't need that shit flooding my timeline because it's going to be, one, a lot of negativity. A lot of people just talking shit. Just
Yes.
dumb shit.
Just talking about how horrible and wretched.
I don't need that.
Yeah, it's bad energy.
I would rather see people like Tate show up where he's spitting game to the men in the world that are being pussies.
Fair.
And if it comes up and it's like, Jordan Peterson said this about Andrew Tate, it's like, I'm going to watch that.
He has said some
Yeah,
things.
and I've seen some. It's like, I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson is not a huge fan of Tate.
I wonder why.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan Peterson doesn't like the pimp aspect of Tate.
Of course.
That's the side. He thinks that side is too brutal to women.
There's some of that I agree with.
I would agree. I would
But-
say I'm more leaning towards being on Tate's defense
I agree.
than on Jordan Peterson's side.
Yeah, I genuinely appreciate a lot about Tate
Same.
because he's taught me a lot. There are some lines where I'm like, all right, bro, you might be going a little too far with this.
Yeah.
But overall, he's got a good message.
Yeah, I don't believe Tate did any of the illegal things that they said he
I
was
agree.
doing. That's where I think the line is against him, and I would say they're stepping over it.
And it's the way that he stood on it.
Oh, yeah. He was like, this is all wrong. Everyone's got this wrong.
Even when it's going down, he's like, no,
Yeah.
this is bullshit.
Yes.
And then they put him in jail, and he's like, he gets out,
Yes.
and he's like, yeah, that was fucking stupid.
The whole thing was dumb. He said it the entire time.
And then the way that he was holding himself in the interview after, where he was like, essentially like, I'm not going to speak on that.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he was like, who the fuck was it?
Was
Piers
it-
Morgan.
Okay.
Piers Morgan was trying to back him into a corner, and Andrew Tate was just like, no, we're not talking about that.
That is such a great interview.
We're not talking about
That
that.
video is fantastic.
Because, like, Pierce went to Romania or whatever the
Yes,
fuck and talked to
yes.
Andrew. Yeah, dude, that. And I was like, the way I was watching Andrew, I was like, okay, this man has literally just been through some shit
Yes.
because of some dumb people. Not even him.
Yep.
Just because people convinced the world that he was doing something terrible when he was never actually doing any of that.
A lot of people could say that's what we're doing here,
Mm-hmm.
which is another aspect of what we're doing. We're taking on a lot of heat. We are challenging the status quo and the celebrities and what they have to say, and we're saying, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
We're going against their lunch table. And I could see that getting us a fuck ton of hate, which it already has, which is hilarious. We're accepting a lot of hate. That's something about SWYS.
Dude, it's really funny because I don't think we've gotten any hate in the comments.
Of SWYS?
Mm-hmm.
True.
We don't make clips, so.
Honestly, I was thinking about making clips, but I was like, where would I post them? And I was like, could I post them on days? Am I going to make a SWYS account, a matter of fact account? Am I going to do
Dude,
all
I
this?
think that we could post those on the guys.
Fair. Yeah, that would be the guys.
I think matter of fact is the guys.
Fair. Yeah, I get that.
I mean, obviously it's just us and just you and Seth, but
So Keaton only has one podcast. What a fucking loser.
yeah, what a lame.
Yeah, what a loser, bro.
Oh,
He doesn't have enough important things to talk about.
Well, he's illiterate, so.
True, that's
How could he?
why. That's got to be why. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to start posting other content on the guys, I see that being kind of nuts, actually.
Just gives us more content.
Yeah, that's going to be a variety. But we're already doing 6 Conscious Cast clips a week.
Right, but it's like we didn't do any this week. We could have been doing.
True.
And we just didn't.
But I don't know if we're trying to post twice a day or not.
Well, that was why. Remember, I was talking about having, like, looking up what days did the best.
True. I heard it was the middle of the week that
Fair.
does the best. Wednesday, Thursday is.
Which is ironic because I got 5 views on
True.
a clip on Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know. There are certain times that are the best as well,
Yeah, of
apparently,
course.
which I know kind of about. I don't know a lot about it.
But it's like, okay, let's imagine this. So we post 6 Conscious Cast reels a week, and then we post 1 matter of fact clip and 1 SWYS clip, and then that's 8 posts a week.
I think that would be good for content. I don't know. Is it possible to oversaturate the algorithm?
I don't know.
I don't either. Because, I mean, we are content galore right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on, if you're counting Divine Decisions as a second podcast, which I do, that's 4 podcasts that I'm doing
Yeah.
right now. I would make a second podcast with you.
Fair.
I would do fucking 5 podcasts a week.
What would we do?
What else would we talk about?
Dude, I genuinely think we just need to figure out how to stream making music, and that would be it.
Fair.
I
Fair.
think that is such an easy lane for us to get into. We just got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I need to learn how to rap and sing and make beats from scratch. There's a lot of plateaus that I'm crossing, but it's like something that you pointed out. You said there's like a you can hear the transitions so obviously that it takes away from them. It sounds math.
Yeah.
So you at the 5-second mark of the chorus, and this is how it starts. I'm trying to escape that. I want to understand how to get out of that. I don't want it to sound so robotic.
Dude, my fucking spot on my wrist, like,
What is that?
it was where my poison ivy started.
Oh,
And
fair.
It like broke, and
I
then
know.
like it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know. It's weird. Dude, it's really
Interesting.
funny you said you need to learn how to rap. Dude, I'm just gonna get you and Keaton to rap, and then y'all are gonna be the rappers.
I've been rhyming. I've been trying out poetry and shit like that in my writing. It's definitely not the same energy as rap, but I am understanding more and more what that energy is. It's pretty much you're the shit.
Yeah.
That's the rap energy.
I think that it's a lot of taking on I'm him mentality.
I could do a atheist call out beefs diss track. That's what it is.
An atheist diss track.
Bro, that would be fucking hilarious. I don't think I would do that, but that would be really funny.
Dude, you'd have to call out like specific atheists.
Oh my god, that I would do. And it'd be nuts too, because I don't have anything inherently against these people.
Right.
They're just human beings living their lives, but I could do more push-ups than them.
Yeah.
So I would win.
It's like, bro, like when I'm talking shit in music, it's like these people aren't really bothering me that much.
Yes.
But I do like saying something about it.
Well, it gives you something big to say,
Yeah.
which I think rap ultimately is looking for.
Yeah, you're trying to be the hardest.
Yeah, you're saying something huge. You're great at what you do. No one can touch you.
Which I think is like why I've lost my drive to rap so much. Well, one, it was like all I was doing in the beginning, and that's not what I really wanted to be doing.
Fair.
Like, I like rapping, don't get me wrong, but
I think you like singing more.
oh, I definitely like singing more.
Fair.
But when I write a bar and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I was like re-listening to my old songs while me and Seth were like on the way back from Muncie.
It's very impactful.
Yeah, and it was just like a lot of it was hitting. Like, we listened to You're Not Alone like a handful of times, and then Control came on, and I was like, bro.
Control's what, 3 years old? No, it's not that old.
It was the last thing I made before the album.
Fair. So yeah, it's probably only like a year and a half old.
But yeah, I mean, I was like listening to it, and I was like, I wrote this for me. Like, I needed that shit. I remember when I wrote it, and it was hitting right then too, because I've just been in this almost same energy as I was when I was writing that. It was like I was stuck in Columbus, Ohio with Jacob and Madison, no lifeline, no inspiration to make music, like, and I'm just trying to force it out of myself eventually.
Right, because you got to do something.
Yeah, and then it was. Dude, it's really funny because You're Not Alone and Isolated are made by the same producer.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
And Seth was like, it reminds me of Dax. And I was like, well, the guy that produced it is a guy that produced like a bunch of Dax songs.
Damn. I think
Yeah.
you did tell me that. But, dude, Dax has been popping up my timeline so much.
Dude, I kind of strayed away from it.
I mean, he's a hard pill to swallow.
I respect Dax for what he's doing. I just don't want to see it all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a lot of it is the same.
Like his messages and his beats and his...
And like when he posts, it's like in front of the mirror. And he wrote on the mirror. And that's cool. I respect that. Like, that's a good gig to have.
Yeah.
Like, it's working for him. But it gets old to me, I guess.
I get that.
I don't know if I'm being a hater or I'm just like I still appreciate Dax and I respect him a lot. Like I don't have any beef towards Dax. I think he's doing a good thing, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, I don't think that's hate. I think that he's trying to hit a target market, and that target market's not you.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think that's kind of like trying to think of who that would be for me. Somebody that's trying to hit a target market. I respect what they're doing. Probably Russ.
I was gonna say.
I don't know. There's something about Russ that just there's a disconnect. I can't explain it. Maybe it's because I don't feed into that energy of I'm the shit and he does.
Fair.
I don't know. I am slowly understanding more and more of what that energy is, though. Like I said, honestly, I had to embody some of it to do that writing, the atheistic writing.
Yeah, because if you weren't reading it like that, it wouldn't have impacted the same.
Yes, bro. The whole like. It was a very judgmental look. I was like, if you're an atheist, I hope you're fucking listening.
Yeah.
And
also doing push-ups right now.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, if I embodied...
Do you want to smoke?
Yeah, I'll smoke. If I embodied more of I'm the shit energy, obviously I would have to do it in a Day's way, right? I can't just do it.
Right. You can't be Russ. You can't be the Vanilla Boy. You can't be Mad Dog.
Right. So then it's who is Days? Days, if I had to put Days into a bracket, I would say Days represents intelligence. Days represents logic and debate.
Put together.
Yeah, very put together. So, and I want to represent, I would say I'm not all the way there yet, but what I really want to represent is something smooth, something that finesses. I would not mind at all being seen as a finesser.
I think being finesseful is good. That bowl kind of sucked.
Fair.
Might pack another one.
I was honestly going to ask if you wanted to smoke before we went. If you wanted to roll one, and then we could take some to Keaton's as well.
Well, if we do that, it's going to have to come out of the shit because I don't have hardly any anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if that was fine.
I don't care.
Okay. But, yeah, I want to be clean, at least in my, and I don't mean clean as in avoiding fucking cuss words. I mean clean as in I'm good at what I do. And it's tough to embody something like that when I've never done it. I've never tried rapping.
True. It's crazy because what I see coming of this is where I felt like you were almost stepping away from since leaving Columbus. Is like I already felt like you had some I'm him energy.
It was very subtle, though. Would you agree?
Yeah, and it was also hidden behind a lot of things.
A lot of insecurity?
Yeah, like
yeah.
It's like now that you, like when you said I'm going through an identity crisis.
Yes.
I think subconsciously I was registering that, and my defense to that was to try and pull you out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was like hitting consciously. Like
fair.
How much.
I will say this. I did not want to say those words.
Of course.
I did not want to say
Who
those
wants to
words.
say that?
I never wanted to say that in my life.
And I just, I don't know. It spoke like differently.
How come?
Because it was like, okay, David, this guy that I've learned a shit ton from, and I've seen him be confident before, is now telling me that all of that was essentially fake. And not to say that literally all of it was fake, but you know, like your confidence was coming from having hair and like being an asshole because you were standing on shit.
Yeah, being a character.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, some of that you do genuinely believe. Not all of it was true because it was to make up for where you're lacking.
Yeah, I would say it was a testing period.
And then when you say things like, I'm going through an identity crisis, it really puts it into perspective. All that time up to that point, where you were at, really. And it's not to say that you weren't building some kind of confidence, because if you weren't, then you wouldn't even be able to lose the hair and do all these things that you're doing right now. Like, It's not to say that you weren't gaining anything from that, but it's the fake it till you make it.
Yes, I was trying to understand what ego was.
Yeah,
I mean, it's impossible to escape ego, but
of course.
I had a lot of defense mechanisms built up against embodying an ego
Yeah.
and embodying a character because I thought it was fake. I didn't think it was real.
So did you think it was fake from me?
I thought that you desperately wanted it to be real, so you jumped in all the way. And whether that was real or not, the fact that you jumped in all the way was the thing that made it not only holds bar. What is it? All holds bar? Is that the term? I've heard you say it.
No holds bar.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. It's
indisputable?
It's like all in.
Yeah, I would say that's what. It was not so easy for me to do that. I could not just jump in the deep end. I was scared I would drown.
Well, it's crazy that you say like it was like I wanted it to be real so bad, so I just jumped in.
Yeah, you went to the deep end.
And it's like, that's true.
Fair.
Like, I wasn't really the guy. I mean, I was kind of. It's crazy because
I was never.
Even before I was rapping and talking about it, it was like I was literally like fucking other girls or fucking other guys' girls.
Mr. Steal Your Girl?
Yeah. It was like I unconsciously manifested that.
Yeah.
By that name tag.
Yes.
And just wearing that persona as a joke. And it was like, oh, now it's real. And it's like, okay, now I wear it like it's real. And then it was like when I started rapping, I was talking about that shit all the time. And then when I realized it wasn't working, I was like, okay. No, I'm not really like the guy that's going to take your girl. I'm too scared to talk to women like that. And then I was like out at the bar with the Brothers crew or whatever. And this girl came up to me, bro. And she was like gassing me up, saying a bunch of shit. And then she just straight grabbed my dick. And I was like, girls are out here touching my dick and I ain't even famous.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And I was like, okay, so there's like I didn't even realize it at the time, but there was like a little like spark that ignited in me to be like, oh, I really do get women.
I'm gonna wait till you're done. Sorry.
And I think once I projected that I'm just making music for me and my friends, because that was the only sane way I could get through it with people being like, oh, yeah, this is kind of cool, I guess. And it's like all my friends are gassing me.
That
up,
is
it's
very
fine.
difficult.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I have to, like, steel myself.
Steel's a great word.
Against that kind of energy, because if I don't, I'll give up.
Which is honestly a great tactic.
And so that was me diving all the way to the deep end, because then if I'm so far down, I can't even hear what's going on up here. Like, I don't need to. And then eventually I just made my way back up to the surface, I guess.
I was terrified of drowning. Jumping in the deep end was not just a question of going to the deep end and jumping in. It was building the courage to jump in. I'm trying to think of an example. Imagine you're about to jump off of a diving board. And there's like that, of course, that unsettling feeling in your stomach looking down, right, where you don't want to do it. Yeah. But then there's a side of you that says, well, if I just do it, I won't have a choice. If I just
sink
jump.
or swim. Yeah,
if I get off the board, now what? Now I have to. Yeah, I don't have a choice.
You're not allowed to look at the water and be like, oh, I might sink.
So I'm learning to embody that energy. I would say, I've said embody probably. If I owed a push-up for every time I said that word this podcast, I'd probably owe 30 push-ups.
Embody's a pretty good word.
I love that word.
Especially if you're embodying.
Facts. You made me realize something. Hold on. From something you were saying earlier. Especially about this discussion about ego. Whenever we first moved to back to Richmond, and you were explaining to me your mentality and what this environment was doing to your mentality and how I assessed, and it makes a lot of sense to me with your character, that you want to live a high life, a high energetic, lots of people doing a lot of things all the time life. And if you are not in that environment, it will stunt your growth and your creative process. Would you agree?
I would agree with that, yeah.
And there was a lot of me that was saying, okay, well, that's not how I operate. I don't operate on that way. I appreciate that we're in this quiet, nothing going on town because it's giving me a lot of opportunity to go to places that are much closer. And oh my God, bro! Remember whenever we went to Richmond and for you guys to get your hair cut or whatever, and then I was
You
like,
ran to your mom.
do you remember what I said before doing that? I was like, I'm a animal off his leash or whatever.
Yeah,
because I was in Richmond.
Yeah,
There's no risks.
You're the most comfy.
Oh my God, we're the most confident men in Richmond.
Yeah.
There's no competition in Richmond. There's no outlet in Richmond either, so it makes the competition almost worthless.
Yeah.
However, I could run in Richmond at any hour and not have any fear in my body.
Yep.
I could not do that in Columbus.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a me thing. I don't know.
But I would say there's a little bit more risk involved.
Fair. But the point I'm trying to get at is this last party that we went to opened me up a lot to understanding your side of that argument. It is because I found a rush of light through that party, and I held that for even today.
Yeah.
I am still holding that memory of what happened.
We carried it into last Saturday.
Yes, and I think we're going to carry it into this Saturday, and it's doing fantastic. But I'm not going to lie, there is a side of me that's building that's like, I want to do stuff like that. I want money. We didn't even need money for that, but I want money.
Right.
I want to go places. I want to meet people. I want to be able to share these opinions, and a lot of people see it. I want abundance. I want luxury. I want these things.
Dude, there's like a lot in me that is like fighting. Like, oh, maybe just one day a week I have a job. I'm like, dude, if I do that, then I go against literally everything I've been saying. I don't know if that's good or bad, and not even necessarily the whole part of like I can figure it out without a job. That's not really what I'm worried about going against. It's more so working for that.
The person that's telling you what to do?
Yeah, like that is I'm so against. And then here I am still feeding into it. It's like, how does that make any sense to me?
I've been confronting myself a lot. There's a philosophy that Tate preaches that makes a lot of sense to me. I would say it's probably something that I agree with way more than you and Seth, if I had to guess. So you let me know if you disagree. He talks about the importance of anger and getting angry about your circumstance. So thinking about all the women that we're not talking to that we could be, thinking about the cars that we could be driving that we're not, thinking about the houses that we could be living in and cities that we could be living in that we're not, and that making you literally angry. And when you allow that anger to build, you begin to confront. You can have misplaced anger.
Yeah.
I could stomp around the house and bark at you guys. That would be misplaced anger. That would be unfair. But if I can say, okay, well, I'm not fucking making content. If I want this lifestyle and I'm convinced content's the way I'm going to do it, and I'm not making content, then this is bullshit. I needed to make content. And then I start confronting myself and I start recording myself. Bro, I deleted so many videos of me talking.
Dude, I not to make you
No, I'm going to do it regardless.
I hear it.
It's bad.
I hear you going over and over again. And I mean, bro, okay. I've been wanting to talk to you about this because it reminds me of when you were confronting me about, dude, you got to be in front of the camera. People need to see your face. And it's like, I haven't even been thinking about that up until like recently, because I'm like, okay, now that he's starting to do it, I'm seeing all the things that I was doing as well. It's like really hard to look at yourself in the camera.
You feel like a dunce, bro.
Yeah. It's while you're talking to literally no one.
Yes.
But yourself, and you're just you're psychoanalyzing every single facial movement and
yes.
like all that. It's scary because you are probably seeing more than most anybody else would see.
Yeah.
Because you know yourself to a T.
Yeah.
So then it got to the point where I was just like, I gotta just like one take it and be done with it. I gotta just like, and it made me more comfortable with just fucking up.
Fair.
Because
you have to catch yourself on the spot.
Yeah, and I'll just laugh it off. I'm just like, oh, whatever.
That's what I like about the live.
Yeah.
Live, you don't have a choice.
Yes. And I was going to say, when it comes to, like, reading your writings, I think it's probably not as good to just, like, one take it, even if
Fair.
it's, like,
Especially
know,
with
maybe.
the atheist call out.
Yeah, like you want it to be precise and like
Yeah.
I get that, but like maybe the quote of the day, like you don't have to like
Make it so perfect.
Yeah, it's a everyday thing, and you're not going to be perfect every day, so
Right.
you might as well just let that go.
My biggest insecurity is that I want to, like I said, I don't want to be boring.
Yeah,
So if I record it and I'm like, oh, the quote of the day is that, it's repulsive.
well, that is not, I guess, what I'm saying, because
I'm like scared of messing up more than.
yeah, well, I think if you just read it all the or like, so do you read the quote, right?
Yeah, and then I have an idea of what I'm gonna say.
And do you come up with that idea before you start the video?
It's crazy actually that you say this. I took probably 10 takes. That last one, every other take, all 9 other takes, that was not what I said after I read the quote. That is not what I said. I literally said something else that was planned, and then I said, okay, let's just not do that, and then first try.
I think that you are more adept than you give yourself credit for a lot of the times,
Fair.
and you're good on your feet. I've seen it in action.
I've definitely let myself not think that.
And if you embody that more, you'd be surprised,
Yeah.
obviously.
Is that jumping in the deep water?
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially letting go.
Yeah.
You're almost just floating in the deep water. You're not even like trying to swim back up. It's just kind of accepting what's going on.
That's crazy.
And that's how I have to like record myself, because I'm like, one, it's kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah.
When I'm just fucking up, and I know that that's just a joke. It's not that deep.
I've laughed at myself
And
for
then
sure.
it's also, it just feels natural to people.
Fair.
You're not copy pasted
Yeah.
a million times because you got every single line down to it. Now, if you're like acting, yeah, sure.
Right.
But you're not acting. You're
Right.
being dazed and you're doing this, and I don't know. I think it's important to be natural, and that's where a lot of people are missing out on the internet, and it'll drive you crazy.
They're not being natural.
Yeah, and like I said, it makes more sense for you reading your writings,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want people to think that you're illiterate.
You
You know what I mean?
like somebody.
But you want them to take it genuinely serious, so you have to make that like more clean cut,
Yeah, I agree.
more professional.
It's more days that way.
Yeah,
I would say that's the biggest thing.
but when you're just doing something every day just to show people your face and
Fair.
get your
Fair.
energy out there, like I think it's more important to be natural.
I make it such a mountain. I make it such a task. I say, oh my God, this is going to be so difficult. I'm going to have to get in a camera and talk like I don't do it all the time.
It's the same energy that you came into my room with whenever you were like, you asked me if I was going to be streaming or something.
Oh, to use the camera?
To use like this stuff.
Yeah.
And it was, bro, I was like I was like really high, and I was like in a weird headspace when you came in.
Fair.
And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, if you need it. And you're like, I don't know, like.
Yeah, very unsure.
Yeah, you were looking for guidance.
Definitely.
And I was just like, I just thought you were going to use your phone, like.
Fair.
And you're like, yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah. Dude, I think I put things off in my head. I'm not much of a procrastinator when it comes to a majority of things, but with stuff like that, I can really put it off.
You can find any excuse.
Oh, my God. I have to start putting a deadline because that's the only way I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, well, by 7 o'clock, I should have the quote and be starting recording.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I feel the same way. I'm, like, to the point now where I can pretty much convince myself at any turn to not do music.
It's easy, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy.
I'm like, well, the time will come.
Yeah, when I make music,
I'm still streaming. It's fine.
I'll make music.
Even though I've been streaming for 8 hours. Like.
Yeah. That's another thing that I really like about all these different podcasts is that I know I keep talking about with Matter of Fact, and I cannot believe that it hasn't happened with this yet. I cannot believe it because it's happened almost every time with Matter of Fact. Someone new drops in, is curious, asks what's going on. We tell them. They're like, holy shit, this is cool, follow.
So
How the fuck does that not happen here?
I was thinking about this, and I feel like this is on both of us. But literally the day. So we did 3 in a row, right?
3.
3 SWYS in a row.
Oh,
Like
weekly.
once a week.
Every Tuesday.
The first time we did it, Seth dropped in, and Beezy was there,
True.
and my mom was there.
People that knew us.
Billy was there,
Yeah.
so that was cool. It's not as novel anymore, so they show up less. Obviously, my mom came today, so that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, we have 3 viewers on YouTube. One of them could be Billy. He didn't
and-
comment that one episode.
True. And then we do the 3rd episode, or the 2nd episode. Seth comes back
Mm-hmm.
halfway through. That was pretty much the most of the interaction we got there. And then the 3rd one, we got a shit ton of interaction that we were not even paying attention to.
Yeah, I forgot about
and
that.
we started late.
I forgot about that.
And then I tell that guy, I'm like, hey, we go live every Tuesday at 9 a.m., and we haven't done that since.
It has only been 1 week, and we were trying to plan
Yeah.
around it for the Conscious
Of
Cast.
course.
But you are right. You are right.
It's like, that's a bad look.
I get you.
And
Should we make it later? Me and Seth have been doing matter of fact later.
fair.
I mean, if you want to make it a strict 9 a.m. no matter what every Tuesday, then I will fucking treat it like it's Domino's.
I just wonder what's the difference.
Like streaming times.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, like, now feels fine.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like we stay up late, or you definitely stay up late.
Yeah.
I don't stay up as late as you.
it's not to say I can't get out. I was up.
Yeah, you were up before me.
And I was just like, okay, like, David's not up. Maybe he doesn't want to get up. I don't really want to get up.
Yeah.
And then we were both like, yeah, we don't want to get up. Like,
Yeah, weird week, which isn't an excuse, but weird week. The fact that we're doing it on Thursday is weird, even though we were supposed to do the Conscious Cast on Tuesday.
yeah, I have been giving myself that out as well. It's like, my schedule is so fucked right
And I've
now.
still been making content.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is not to take away from being, what's the word? Punctual,
Right.
but I've been doing pretty good. I've been shadow integrating every day.
I appreciate that we even did it. Because
Yeah.
I thought we weren't doing it because you woke me up and you're like, it's 1:30. And I was like, fuck, we said 1, bro.
Oh, no, I was down. I wanted to do this.
Yeah, I was like, well, I guess we're...
Yeah. No, I was excited. I
Did
didn't.
you just come into my room with all the shit? And I was like, oh, okay.
No, I didn't think it would be a super long episode because it can't be.
Yeah.
Because in reality, if we're trying to get to Keaton's by 6:30 and we still need to go to the bank,
Yeah.
we should probably leave by 5. So that's not even 2 hours.
I really wanted to have some time to try and shoot my part for the Stick With Me video.
We could wrap it up right now if
Dude,
you
I'm
want.
so fucking conflicted.
About.
Because I'm like, do I do something with music? Or do I follow through with this Abaddon thing? I think the Abaddon thing is really funny.
I think music makes more sense for your character.
And the guys, yes, I agree.
But the Vanilla Boy also is very open about his cat. So
Right?
you literally have had her on a mixtape.
Right? 2 mixtapes, technically. She was
2?
just- yeah, she was inverted colors the second time. It was all about the progress, and the progress never stops.
I only remember the one. I only remember the one where you're in the. Are you in the chair on both?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because the progress never stops is the same picture. It's just
Oh.
inverted colors.
Okay. That's not Abaddon. That's I am not gonna try to say Abaddon backwards. I have no idea. No, I'm gonna look that up on Spotify right now.
Nadaba?
Nadaba's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
Oh, dude, my premium payment failed on Spotify. Whoa. They said, yeah, I know that you've been paying for 8+ years, but you don't have the $10 this month. So,
Fuck you.
yeah,
Dude, if you put money in your account, is it going to take that?
good point. Not if. Shit, that might be the only way I'm able to do it, actually. Yeah, hold on. Let me go to Spotify and make sure that nothing's set up. Spotify would be it, too. There's no other.
My mom's on YouTube now.
Oh, hey. Yeah, we're talking about a cat.
Yeah.
We got Abaddon. All right, Spotify. But yeah, if you do want to wrap this up soon, that's fine. I think we pretty much talked about everything that makes up what we are and what we're doing here.
I would agree with that.
I'm probably going to take a
So-
shower.
Yeah, so would you say it's time to wrap this up?
I would say it is. I would say this was a great, concise, short episode.
I agree. Thank you guys for watching. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you.